Welcome to Farmsteading with Susie's Secret Recipes. My name is Susie Hyde, and my channel focuses on the simple joys of country living. Join me as I take you on a journey and show you how to embrace the beauty of nature, gardening, preserving food, baking, raising chickens, creating your own household and hygiene products, and so much more for both family and sale.
Growing up as an Okie girl from Oklahoma, my parents taught us kids two things. Number one, to always keep Jesus in our heart. Number two is just to enjoy the simple things in life. So naturally, I brought all the things that I learned from my childhood and brought it into my household. So sit back and enjoy my channel and just keep life country simple. Okay, Mama, tell me some memories and stories that you have from your childhood, stories that you may have heard from Grandma and Grandpa Allsup or Naylor.
Well, I'll start with my husband James's grandparents on his dad's side. Winnie Leachman before she married, and John Allsup. And Winnie, when she was just a girl, her mom and dad died, and so she being the only girl, she had to do all the household duties of cooking and cleaning and laundry. And this would have been in the 1890s, and her and her brothers moved east of Norman and lived in a half dugout. Now, I don't know if they built it themselves or it was already there. And this was still in the days of wearing a gun and riding a horse, and somehow she met John, and as they got more acquainted, he wanted to marry her, and they asked the brothers and they refused. They said no, they weren't giving up their cook and their house person. So that didn't deter them, because whenever the brothers were gone one day, they had plotted how to, as he said, kidnap her and he came in his horse and buggy, and they started out and went to Stillwater, which from east of Norman, a horse and buggy, that would have took quite a while, but anyway, that's where they headed, was for Stillwater, and that's where they got married. And the brothers came home that evening from work and found she was gone and found the buggy tracks, and so anyway, they tracked them and they caught up with them somewhere along the way, and things got, I guess, kind of hostile. They pulled their guns on them and told them that she was going back, and somehow through talking and reasoning they decided they would let her get married. And so they go on to Stillwater, and I'm not sure how long it took them to get there, but he rented a hotel room. They got married, and he rented a hotel room, and she had never been in a hotel and didn't have any idea. She thought it was, well, when you compare it to a half dugout, it was like a mansion. And so she needs to use the bathroom, and she said, I said, well, where's the outhouse? And he said, well, it don't have an outhouse. Each floor has a bathroom. And so he takes her and shows her, and he goes back to the room, and she said, I went in and I looked, and there was a pretty white bowl to wash your hands in and a pretty white bowl to wash your feet in, but nowhere was there a place to use the bathroom. She said, so I went back and told him, I don't know how to use this bathroom. There's no place to use it. So he had to come and show her. And she said, I was thoroughly amazed at such a thing. She'd never seen an indoor bathroom. And, I don't remember how many years they'd been married, but I know it was over 50. I remember that. They had a good long marriage, and he had did many things. He was a Free Will Baptist preacher, and at one time they lived in Washington, Oklahoma, and he went to school there, I think like 1st through 3rd grade. No, that was James's dad. He worked, he did preaching. He worked as a barber and a butcher, and he also was deputy sheriff during that time. So he had several jobs, but James's dad is the one that went to school 1st through 3 grades, and the school at that time was not where the school is now. It was on the north side of Walnut Creek. And we have a picture that we could insert here, and it shows them, the whole school class sitting out in front of the school, and they took a picture of them. And I think they're holding a sign that says 1913 at that time. And Mrs. Pybus was their teacher. And James's dad his name was Lee also, and he had a excellent memory. He could tell you where everybody lived in town. He could draw off of like the lots where they lived on and the streets, and anyway, he had a memory of all of that, and had even helped draw it all off. He was a very enterprising guy. When he was just a little boy, he said he had a horse, and people at that time would have a milk cow that they would bring in every night and milk it and keep it in their yard, and the next morning then they would take it back out to some pasture land that was available. And so he did that. He would take their cows out and bring them back in. Okay, so we're back from the phone call. I was telling about James's dad had a horse, and people at that time brought their cows in and milked them at night or the next morning, and then they would put them back in the pasture in the daytime. And so Lee took his horse and took a cow out every day to the pasture, maybe on the way to school, because it was that direction. And I think he said he got 10 cents a week for doing that, which he was excited about at the time. He said that was like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's just end that story right there.
So guys, if you enjoyed the video today, then please give me a thumbs up and put it in the comments. And thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you haven't, then please click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and it will notify you when I'm going to have another video. And so guys, I will see you on Wednesday at 4 p.m. for an episode of Susie's Secret Recipes. And then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. for Memories and Stories of the Past. So may God bless you and happy trails.